The cameras were rolling at Madison Square Garden for what was supposed to be a standard promotional face-off, but within minutes, the script was completely shredded. If you thought the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez press conference was going to be a respectful exchange of pleasantries, you were dead wrong. The tension didn't just rise, it exploded. The air in the room shifted from professional sports event to a near brawl the second the microphones went live. But while everyone was distracted by the shouting match, something much darker and more calculated was happening underneath the surface.
You think you can fuck with me?
Teofimo Lopez. Another easy fight. The problem with him is he's too delusional to go in the gym and fix his mistakes. So I ain't even gonna, I can't say it all. Like I said, I'm gonna make that fight look easy.
This wasn't just trash talk. This was psychological warfare. And looming over the entire chaotic scene was the shadow of Terrence Crawford. When names get dropped and brutal warnings start flying in the direction of the pound-for-pound king, you know the stakes have crossed the line. But to understand why this moment might have just sealed Teofimo Lopez's fate, or perhaps Shakur's, we have to look at the specific trap that was laid right in front of the world's media.
This one, you don't have to answer.
Okay.
But I'm curious if you will answer it.
Yes.
Most overrated boxer right now.
Most overrated boxer right now.
You could go all time, I guess, if you wanted to.
I'll just say it. I think Shakur Stevenson, who I'm going to be facing, I think he's overrated. I think so, yeah. He's been decreasing on his style. Yeah, but people amp it up like he's really got the goods. I'm looking forward to us finally facing in that square circle and really showing the world, but I'm really going to show the world.
It started fast. There was no warm-up period. Teofimo Lopez, known for his explosive outbursts, wasted zero time making his intentions clear. He wasn't there to outpoint Shakur, he was there to hurt him. The language was raw, uncensored, and violent. He looked Stevenson dead in the eye and promised a beating using language we can't fully repeat here without getting flagged. But the gist was simple. He is coming to break Shakur physically.
For your next fight, done in unification at 140, you've talked in the past about moving up in weight. Why was this the right fight for you?
Hold on, I'll tell you what.
You too. Faster.
You talking about room 40
Faster.
though?
You said what?
You talking about room 40?
Yeah.
Room 40's nuts.
Faster.
Yo, you pause, bro. What's up with you, bro? You been wild as
You hard,
bro. Pause.
You hard. Real hard.
Man, what do you say to that, bro? Like, do you hear him, bro? I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up, bro. T.O. not on this level. T.O. is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite level fighter, and come January 31st, I'm gonna show it.
You've shown respect to him for his performances in the past, what he's done. He's fought guys like Lomachenko and Taylor. You say that he's not on your level. Why do you think you're on just a different level than him?
Because I seen him at his best. Against Taylor, against Lomachenko, he was at his very best. That was the best he can do. I don't think he can do nothing better than that. So
Self-projection.
what I seen from that fight, I feel like I'm way better than them guys. With Lomachenko, like I said, he didn't throw punches for
Objection.
6 rounds. So if you ain't throw punches for 6 rounds and you get in front of me,
Man, you was
I
a
just
fan.
don't know. I would have beat Lomachenko that night easy.
Shakur Stevenson, however, didn't flinch. Instead of matching Teo's rage with volume, he matched it with precision insults. He called out a twitch he noticed in Teo, labeling him a clown and immediately attacking his focus. This is where the first layer of the psychological battle revealed itself. Shakur wasn't just insulting Teofimo, he was diagnosing him. He brought up Teo's last fight, the near knockout, and even dragged Teo's family into the mix, mentioning comments made by Teo's own daughter. It was personal, it was nasty, and it was designed to do one thing: make Teofimo Lopez emotional.
Fanboy Loma.
Well, wait a second. You objected. Hold on a second. You just objected.
I like Lomachenko. I like Lomachenko.
You just objected. You want to tell him how much you like him again? I think you like him. You keep telling him.
Objection. What?
Tell everyone.
False accusation.
You got a thing, right? That's okay. We
I
accept you.
can't wait to beat this clown, bro.
But just as the two fighters were locked in this verbal stranglehold, the dynamic shifted. Teofimo Sr., the father and the architect behind the takeover, hijacked the moment. This is crucial because Sr. doesn't speak just to hear his own voice. He speaks to program the narrative. He jumped in to remind everyone that they are code breakers. He brought up Lomachenko. He brought up Josh Taylor. His argument was compelling. They have made a career out of destroying undefeated technical geniuses that the experts said were unbeatable.
I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Teo never lost to Southpaw. Well, I never lost to Orthodox. So, it ain't no different, but
The difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think
pressure's
y'all
on
did
you.
either. I ain't see
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You've
for
never
6
been on a big
rounds.
stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches for
You've
6
never been
rounds.
on a big stage like
I
this.
didn't see Lomachenko throw punches
'Cause we
for 6
froze him.
rounds. Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not throw the towel.
Senior's rant was a masterclass in deflection. He completely dismissed Shakur's undefeated record, framing it as untested and fragile. He claimed they broke Lomachenko in 8 rounds and that they would do the exact same thing to Shakur. It was a calculated move to shift the pressure. By framing Shakur as just another puzzle to be solved, he tried to strip away the aura of invincibility that Stevenson carries. He wasn't talking about a fight. He was talking about an execution of a game plan that they believe is already written. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through the room. Teofimo Sr. didn't just focus on the man in front of them. He looked past Shakur and aimed straight for the top of the food chain, Terrence Crawford. This is where the warning became real. Sr. brought up the past interactions with Crawford, explicitly stating their plan to beat up his boy, referring to Shakur, and then come for Bud next.
Did you hear Terrence Crawford and Shakur? Fuck those guys. They both suck each other's, well. Alright, so I was just saying, I was hearing up cheerleading Barboza. Oh, man. By the 7th, 8th round, they stood quiet though. Alright. But they can't get at me. Why not?
Listen, they came special. Why can't they sit down? They came special.
Why? What they scared of? Losing to a Latino? They scared of. Come in. What happened?
Listen, man, I told Terrence Crawford I seen them legs. They already done, man. But and I'm happy for the guy because he's getting a good paycheck. He's up his weight, but he's never gonna fight a real chat. You know what I'm saying? Like my son. I mean, that Canelo fight is ridiculous.
It was a bold, borderline reckless move. Calling out Terrence Crawford while you have Shakur Stevenson sitting 3 feet away is a dangerous game. Sr. accused Crawford of dodging them, claiming they've been chasing him for years and that Teo would even jump to 160 pounds to make it happen. "Speed kills," he shouted, claiming that's the weapon that will end Shakur and eventually Crawford. It was a declaration of war against the entire elite structure of boxing, positioning Team Lopez as the outsiders coming to burn the kingdom down.
Versus Shakur, just looking at that fight stylistically, how does it play out in the ring?
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you gotta have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you will see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a boring fight to a degree. You know, that's why everybody was criticizing him for. Oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Now, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot in this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. You know? But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko, he'll win.
But while the Lopez team was screaming about speed and legacy, the real experts in the room noticed something else entirely. Legends Andre Ward and Roy Jones Jr. were watching the chaos unfold, and their analysis completely flipped the script. They didn't see two equals arguing. They saw a trap. Andre Ward dropped one of the most brilliant analogies we've heard in years. He described Shakur Stevenson as a blank canvas fighter, someone who creates in real time, adapting to whatever happens without needing a preset plan.
Teo knows it's going to be a real fight. Shakur knows it's going to be a real fight. And I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope, and you'll be like, oh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there. But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson. But what he does bring to the table, and what Shakur does have to deal with, is explosive power, quick twitch, muscles, and the type of punches that he likes to throw. And Teo doesn't have the foot game that Shakur has, but he's got a decent foot game. So Shakur has a lot to deal with as well. But I just think that when it comes to creating on the fly, making adjustments on the fly, Teofimo Lopez looks like the better boxer when he's facing an inferior fighter, an inferior boxer. When you say, well, he fought Lomachenko. Lomachenko's not, Loma mastered fighting in a small space. He's to the side of you. He's behind you. He's not a guy that's going to use the perimeter of the ring. He didn't come up fighting the way we fight here in the States. He's got his style. He's a mix. He's the matrix. He's a mix of several different styles, but it's different than a Shakur Stevenson. So I think that's going to be the difference in this fight, is Shakur's ability to make adjustments and to have a blank canvas and to create something out of thin air, figure it out. Teo needs an outline to create that picture. And I think just that little bit of time that it takes for him to look at that outline before he starts painting again, I think that's going to be the difference in this fight.
Teofimo Lopez, according to Ward, is the opposite. He needs an outline. He needs a structure to paint inside of. When Teo has a plan, he is dangerous. But when that outline disappears and chaos takes over, he struggles to create on the fly. This analysis suggests that all the rage and noise from Team Lopez might actually be a sign of insecurity. They need the fight to go a certain way, whereas Shakur can exist comfortably in any situation.
I think that Teo just painted the outline by being as disrespectful as he can at the press conference, because he wants to try to piss this kid off so the kid come fight with him. You understand me? Because with me, he have exactly what he wanted. But as soon as I go in there, I'm coming straight to his head. You understand where I'm coming from? So, but I think that's what he's trying to get. Yeah, you feel me? But I think that's what he's trying to get Shakur to do. Because why would you say that to a person? What does that have to do with boxing? You feel me? He knows that Shakur has great feet, and he's not gonna be able to catch Shakur if he lets Shakur take his time to do what he does. So he got to try to make Shakur come in and try to kill him, which is what he just did at the press conference. So I don't feel bad about what he did at the press conference. I understand it now. When now that I saw it, he knows that he is right now. He ain't got much chance than outside picking a shot with Shakur, because you don't beat Shakur like that. But if he can make Shakur get reckless and talk reckless to him, he's talking reckless to him to force him to hopefully force him to be reckless. You understand me? So what I would have did, like I said, I would have been reckless at the press conference, so I ain't got to be reckless in the ring. You understand me? I really ain't got that recklessness out the way. You feel me? Just so you know, I know where to be reckless at. Wherever you be reckless at is where I'm going to be reckless at. You understand me? So, and we got that out the way, so when the fight comes, I can get back to my fight game. You understand me? But he's just trying to do things to draw Shakur to him, to make Shakur be reckless, because if Shakur fights reckless, that gives him his best chance to win.
Roy Jones Jr. took it a step further. He believes Teofimo's disrespect at the press conference was a strategic desperation move. Roy's theory is that Teo knows he cannot outbox Shakur in a chess match. His only chance is to make Shakur angry, to make him abandon his high IQ style and come forward to fight. By attacking his pride and calling him boring, Teo is trying to bait Shakur into a mistake. It's a classic street tactic. If you can't beat the technician, turn it into a brawl. But Roy also pointed out the massive risk. If Shakur doesn't bite, if he stays cold and calculating, Teo is walking into a meat grinder.
So you sparred him a long time ago. Let me ask you then, what do you remember from it? What do you recall?
I remember when I sparred Shakur, the thing I remember the most was I always noticed just sparring him and then watching him, I always noticed, I'm like, dang, when he, you know, if you really pay attention to when he spar, when he fight, he already know what you want to throw before you throw it. Not because he's some type of, you know, boxing guru or anything like that, but because he reading your body language. If you dip to this side, I'm already blocking for a possible hook or uppercut. You know, I don't need to worry about a jab or right hand, because you not, like, the probability of you throwing that is not even, you know. But so just watching him and sparring him, being in the ring with him, it's like, dang, you know, just him understanding what a person could throw based off their body positioning. It always put him like 2-3 steps ahead of his opponents.
The scariest part for Teofimo Lopez, however, came from the insight of Keith Colin, a fighter who has actually shared the ring with Shakur. While the legend spoke on theory, Colin spoke on physical reality. He revealed something terrifying about Stevenson's game that the cameras don't always catch. He said Shakur reads your body language 2 or 3 steps ahead. It's not just speed, it's processing power. Before an opponent even throws a punch, Shakur sees the dip in the shoulder or the shift in weight and already has the counter ready.
Is the onus on Teofimo to make an adjustment? Little things like, he's great when he gets to be the counter puncher, he gets to be the athletic guy, but when he has to come forward, he kind of comes forward still with the lead hand down, and is that something he's got to look at and tighten up if he's going to beat Shakur?
Yeah, for sure. The most notable thing that come to mind is I remember when he fought Sander Martin. Like, every time he like threw a right hand to the body, he never had his lead hand up. Sander Martin was just check hooking him to death. I'm just like when he just gonna make the adjustment, you know, when he gonna realize that he just keep getting hit with the right hook every time he try to throw the right hand. So those are the small adjustments that he had to make, because, you know, sharp fighter, they gonna capitalize, so he got to be on his game.
Is it that when you got to pick your hand up, does it take away from your vision or your creativity? I just noticed when a fighter is able to fight with the lead hand down, they can, I don't know, be more creative, give different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's more so like they more in a rhythm. You know, when your hands down, you more in a rhythm. You don't have to think too much. You walk with your hands down, you run with your hands down. It's hard to run with your hands up, you know. And naturally, when you twist like your body motion, your hands sometimes could come down if you're not being disciplined or if you haven't practiced it like 100 times, you know. So sometimes, again, fighters do it, they don't even notice they doing it, but the ones that are super disciplined and look at, you know, the small little things, the adjustments that they can make, those are the ones, you know, that's what separates the good fighters from the great fighters.
Colin then exposed a massive technical hole in Teofimo's game that could decide this fight. He pointed back to the Sandor Martin fight, noting that every time Teo throws a right hand to the body, he drops his lead hand. It's a tiny split-second error. Against an average fighter, you get away with it. Against a sniper like Shakur Stevenson, that is a death sentence. Colin basically predicted that Shakur will wait for that exact mistake over and over again until Teo gets desperate.
Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson.
I like both guys, honestly. I like both guys. Teofimo, he's funny, he's got character, but he's a great fighter. He's very athletic. He comes from awkward angles, and I do like his style, but I study boxing, I watch boxing, I do like Shakur's style. The way he breaks his opponents down, he slows it down to his pace, he's got good distance. if you gotta pick someone, I'm going Shakur. But it's a great fight. They're both young, both in their prime, and it's the fights we need now.
Brings us to the brutal reality of January 31st. The press conference showed us two very different mindsets. On one side, you have the loud, emotional, and explosive confidence of Team Lopez, who believe their speed and power can break anyone's code. They are betting everything on their ability to create chaos. On the other side, you have the chilling calm of Shakur Stevenson. He didn't need to scream. He just sat there reading his opponent like a book, waiting for the outline to crack. The warning to Terrence Crawford might have grabbed the headlines, but the real story is the trap being set for Teofimo. If he enters that ring thinking about Crawford, or legacy, or breaking codes while dropping his hand against a guy who sees the future, this fight won't be the war he promised. It will be a surgical dismantling. The shouting is over. The threats have been made. The only question left is simple. Is Teofimo Lopez a genius for trying to drag Shakur into a street fight, or did he just talk himself into a humiliation? The canvas is blank, and on fight night, we're going to see whose blood paints the picture. But what do you think? Can Teofimo Lopez prove the world wrong and cause a massive upset on January 31st? You let me know in the comments below. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.